Hey everyone, how's it going? Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. And Pi and I are back for the final regular award show audit stream.
Yes, hello everyone.
Yeah.
Welcome to the beginning of the end.
So since the last time we kind of talked to you guys, Pi and I have watched the entirety of Timon and Pumbaa. We've seen every episode.
No, what are you talking about? Don't lie to them. Don't you lie to them. I guess we can follow up on that thread.
We did
Immediately
watch
after
one
last week's
episode.
episode. Immediately after last week's episode. I was like, all right, Shadow, let's watch an episode of Timon and Pumbaa the series. And so we pull it up, we pick a random episode, and then we wanted to watch like the second half of it. So I skip forward to like the midpoint, and all of a sudden, just like horrible racist Chinese caricature appears with buck teeth, gray skin, the hat, the gong sound effect, just a horrible caricature of racism that was still happening in the mid '90s. Uh, so yeah,
Yeah.
and th- and then we watched that second episode, and it was really boring. The show sounds a lot funnier than it is. I
Yeah.
gotta say, I gotta say. But yeah, what are the odds that we just pick a random thing to click on and it's just immediate horrible racism?
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Good job, Timon and Pumbaa.
Way to go, Disney. You did it again.
Oh, and by the way, so we went back and we watched like a little more of that episode to get the context. The context was that one of them kicks him into like really far, and he goes to China.
Yep.
Like they were like, oh, we must have kicked him to China, and then that's why he comes back, stereotypical Chinese man.
Yep.
Was this on Disney Plus? Oh yeah, this is on Disney Plus. You can
Yeah.
you can see it for yourself. Here, let me get you the title here. Yeah. Oh no, Disney Plus. Listen. I'm gonna tell you some secrets here. Disney Plus only cares about racism if it's like things that people are making a stink over, right? They
Yeah.
they don't care themselves. If honestly, if we made a big enough stink over it, they might pull the episode. But otherwise, no, they don't care.
Yeah. No. No,
There's
they'll leave
no
it
there's no
they'll leave
warning.
it up.
There's no
They'll just leave it up until people like throw a fit,
yeah,
basically.
basically. Let's see. The episode was Catch Me If You Can Ya.
Yeah, that
Picked it because it's a funny title. And we were gonna watch Sent to the South, which is about like Pumbaa stinking, but
one.
again,
Yeah.
it was pretty boring.
Oh, Sheikah's come to join the stream, apparently. Do you have anything to say about Timon and Pumbaa? Poopa?
Pumbaa,
Poopa? Well,
calm
that's
down.
how I felt. It was Timon and Pumbaa after we watched it.
What are we talking about?
We're
The
talking
most
about,
important TV show of the 1900s.
dude, if I could go back in time and like be a part of like the writers' room when they were making Timon and Pumbaa, man, that would be amazing. I'd love to hear the conversations they had.
Oh yeah, that the guy was also played by Robert Paulson.
Yes. Yep.
Uh, we'll be voting the Kids' Choice Awards this year. Yes, that's next week's show.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, next week, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shadow and I will be voting in Nickelodeon's amazing award show,
Yes.
the Squid's Choice Awards.
What a joke.
Are we going to talk about the songs of 1990? Of course. Man, let us make a little small talk at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, we're just waiting for everyone to get here, guys.
You guys, man. All right, fine. This is the last time. The last time we'll talk about music ever. Ever.
Thank goodness.
Right? We're never going to talk about music again.
I mean, I'm probably not. I don't know anything about music.
In our personal lives either. Just never again.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I'll listen to it, but I'll never talk.
we don't talk about music. No,
No,
no. Top singles of 1990.
Also, I should probably check and make sure the right microphone is being. Nope. Okay, I just switched my microphone, guys, so my mic quality probably just got insanely better because I realized OBS was using the wrong one.
I was going to say, you sounded like Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah, probably.
Now you sound like
I sound the same to
Mufasa.
you. I sound the same
that's
to you. It's everyone else that's gonna hear like, "Hello."
All right. Any guesses? Top 5 Billboard year-end Hot 100
1990.
singles of 1990.
Queen song.
No.
Elton John. Michael Jackson.
No.
Madonna.
Hey, you got one.
Yeah!
I'll give you it. Vogue, the Madonna song.
That would have been probably like my third guess.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know either, but I remember I did some sort of project in middle school and I talked about 80s music. And Vogue was like 89,
Good.
I think.
Okay.
Whatever.
All right. Number 4. Number 4 is a good song. I've heard this one before. If it's the song I'm thinking of.
Look, I got one. That's like better than
All right,
my
fine.
average.
Fine. You know what? Fine. We got Poison by Belle Biv DeVoe. We've got Nothing Compares to You by Sinead O'Connor. We've got It Must Have Been Love by Roxette. And we've got Hold On by Wilson Phillips. All right?
Yeah, I don't know.
There.
Couldn't
Good.
tell you.
Music was a mistake on this show. I apologize. Let's move past it.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm listening to a clip. I've heard of Hold On. It's good. Okay. Anyway. Elvis. Oh, no, you're right. We will have to talk about music next week with the Kids' Choice Awards. Darn it!
No. Well, I'm not going to know anything.
All right. It's up to me then.
I haven't listened to the radio in years, so like I don't know what the kids are listening to nowadays.
I bet you it's going to be all TikTok songs.
Oh, probably.
Okay. Well, Mr. Streak, the 1990 half-hour animated Emmys. What are the nominees?
Oh boy. All right. So guys, this is it. We've got 5 nominees this week. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. The first nominee is none other than Garfield's Feline Fantasies.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Oh yeah. Then we also have Why Charlie Brown Why.
Huh.
Garf-
No, you said it. You said it wrong.
Sorry.
Say it right.
Why Charlie Brown Why?
Thank you.
Okay. Then we've got Garfield's Thanksgiving. Yes. We've got The Simpsons Life on the Fast Lane. And last but not least, we also have The Simpsons with Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire. Those are the 5
All right.
nominees of 1990.
All right, we're gonna end with that one. We'll end with The Simpsons Begins.
Yep.
Is there a TikTok category in the Kids' Choice Awards?
There probably
might be.
is. There probably is. Like
They do
TikTok
the-
star or something.
Like a best viral star or whatever.
Yeah.
Best Twitch gamer.
Oh dear.
They should, you know what? They should just change the category to like least problematic social media stuff.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Okay. Well, what do we got first, bud?
All right. Well, first up is Garfield's Feline Fantasies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in this special, Garfield has a bunch of fantasy sequences towards the beginning of just kind of various things before it transitions into a long fantasy for like most of the episode where Garfield is like a mix of James Bond and Indiana Jones was the best way that we could come up with to describe it, where he's hunting for like an artifact that gives him a map, and there's like a femme fatale that's chasing him, and Odie is what was he, Ode job or something?
Something
Odie
like that,
job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting.
It was harmless.
Harmless.
Yeah.
That's a way to describe something.
Yeah. It didn't hurt. It didn't break
There were
us
no-
the way other
Yeah,
things have.
yeah. Yeah, like look, Garfield's weird to talk about. It's very broad. Like the jokes are very like, I don't know. When we were watching this, because we watched 2 Garfields this year, and then we've seen at least one other Garfield at this point. I think I've realized that like my favorite part of these Garfield specials is Garfield just roasting John while John is being a weirdo. Like there's a reason why there's all sorts of meme content about Garfield and John because I think fundamentally it has always been a core part of the franchise that just like John is just kind of a loser and Garfield's really snarky. And it works sometimes unironically. Sometimes it comes off as kind of lazy and like, whatever. But uh that's my favorite part of all of it. Like I don't care about I don't know, Garfield's big appetite or whatever. Like there's jokes that are just kind of like like what have you. Um and this special doesn't have a lot of John.
No.
Like he's in it but hardly, he's not in any of the fantasies. Weird, which is weird. You think he would be a character in Garfield's fantasy. Heck, maybe that could be an excuse for Garfield to actually talk to him. Like John could have a conversation with his cat where he's not just imagining things. Um, so, but no, John's not around. So this is mostly just kind of like light parody material.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think what else did they parody? Like it's 2001: A Space Odyssey or something.
Yeah, they did. They played the music for one part.
Right.
They also, well, I don't know what it was really a reference to, but he imagined like the goldfish being giant and like trying to kill him.
Jaws. It was Jaws.
Yeah, I don't think they played the music or did anything, but
Shadow. The pose of the fish was like
wow.
Jaws pose on the poster.
Yeah, I guess.
Coming out of but unlike Tiny Toons, at least the parodies are more like there's more creativity, and the main one that takes up most of the episode, it feels somewhat original in terms of like at least we think it was supposed to be a mix of James Bond and Indiana Jones. It doesn't feel straight up like one or the other. It just kind of like is it's its own thing that clearly is inspired by these other movies.
Yeah, I mean, this one it feels like it was just kind of like a fun special that they made just as something to entertain. It's way more of a Garfield and Odie story. Like you said, John's kind of like, I don't want to say the Deus Ex Machina, but he is basically the device that they can use at any time to pull Garfield out of the fantasy. That's how they basically structure it in the special.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, personally, I didn't really find myself laughing too much at this one. I thought it was fine, but the parrot...
It felt almost Rugratsy in a way. Because it was very like fantasy based and it was kind of a parody. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think this definitely floats on the younger side of things.
Yeah.
Like adults maybe would get the references more, but I don't think there's anything like I could see kids being entertained by this. And for what it's worth, I mean, yeah, I would put this towards the middle of like the things we had to watch. This was not painful. This was not hard to get through. But I don't think I laughed. And the story, because it's all a fantasy, it doesn't take itself that seriously, which is fine. It is what it is, but it's not brilliant. No. It's not. Yeah, I don't know. The ending is that the relic is a banana, and they use the peel to have a conga line of like 10 different characters slip and fall off a cliff.
Yeah, because it was the banana that started that entire gag in comedy. That was the concept that they went with, which sure.
Yeah.
But
did he mention that he hates Monday? I don't know. He's pretty active in this one.
Yeah.
Is a talking cat able to be taken seriously? Yes.
100%.
Gazorp Field took it very seriously.
Oh yeah, he did. He was pretty mean to John that one time, but
kind of like the time that Matthew Broderick was mean to Jerry.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Talking cats on Rick and Morty. Hey, the guy in the chat that really likes Matthew Broderick. There you go. There's your reference. Oh man. So,
Garfield is a very serious character, 100%. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I don't know. I wouldn't say this is award worthy, but
No.
it's like I said, it's a fine, fun special for kids, and I think it's harmless.
Yeah.
Um,
It's got some creativity, but
yeah,
I would recommend it to kids, but not adults.
yeah. Basically, I mean, this is something you could put on for like half an hour if they need something to watch. But yeah,
Here's a question though: do you feel like this felt specifically Garfield? Like, could this have been a thing that could this have been an episode of Tiny Toon Adventures? I kind of feel like yeah. I
I
kind of feel
mean,
like there's
yes,
not much
but the
about
writing
this.
would have been worse.
I kind of feel like there wasn't anything really specific to Garfield other than I guess Garfield has fantasies sometimes. But
Yeah.
lots of characters, lots of shows do it. Like I'm not that's not really a knock at this, but I don't think it's using Garfield to its full potential.
No. No, it definitely feels like it could be. I mean, really, it could have been a fantasy for any show, like you said,
Yeah.
But sometimes it's fun to just watch something that's imagination based or whatever. It's all in the mind. It's fun. I'd say it's fun. That's
it also it's like a globe-trotting adventure. The femme fatale character is like she's there. Garfield makes out with her at the end, and that's weird.
I'm trying to forget
It cuts
that.
away right before, but they're about to go in for like a lip-to-lip kiss, and it's weird.
Why do you keep reminding me? I'm trying to forget.
I
I
don't know what to
almost
tell
forgot, and then you're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, the ending, Shadow." In case
It's important to
forgot.
talk about. It's
No,
important to talk
it
about.
served no purpose. It served no purpose in the narrative. Like literally, the episode ends. Like the episode
Garfield's
ends, and
ladies'
that's the episode was already over, and then it's like, oh, but wait, there's one more fantasy,
Well,
and
gotta
it's
do
just
a
Garfield.
Casablanca
Oh
reference.
my gosh!
They had to reference Casablanca.
They didn't have to.
No, they were forced to.
I mean, they could have. They even could have referenced that and
Humphrey Bogart came up to Jim Davis
Oh
and said,
my gosh!
"Hey Jimmy, play it again.
Oh my gosh!
Remember that scene at the end of my movie, Jimmy?" That's how he talks,
man.
right?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Okay.
The ending is one for the times. No, it's not.
Oh dear.
It should be lost to time, is what it should be.
Yeah. There's also antagonist characters. They're like Moroccan or something. You think?
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why I felt like it was very Indiana Jonesy, because like they were in a similar geographical region to where Raiders of the Lost Ark takes place, like Egypt area.
But I'm pretty sure like some of the music was not James Bond, but like definitely a James Bond-esque.
Yeah.
We could be wrong. Maybe it is just a straight parody of Indiana Jones. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, Garfield is in a white tux at one point, which like very much.
Doesn't Indy dress up like that one?
I think he does in. Is it Temple of Doom? Like at the beginning of that one.
Is there Jim Davis behind the curtain?
No.
All right.
No.
We'll find out. We'll find out later.
Oh man.
Didn't Gendy work on the CGI Garfield movie?
I don't think so.
Gendy invented animation.
Well, Gendy did invent Garfield. He did do that.
Oh man.
Little did you realize that Garfield is actually the name of Gendy's cat, and he named Garfield after his own cat. That's how he came up with the idea. Gendy's like, I like this cat. I'll make a show about it, and that's how Garfield came to be.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Story.
Well, yeah, that's this. Let's move on. Well,
Okay.
what I was gonna say is just that, as far as I can tell, I don't think this episode involved any racist caricatures. There, the big guy is like I don't know. Maybe there's something, but
yeah.
I'm out of my depth. I don't know. I don't know. At least there's nothing as blatant as the Timon and Pumbaa episode.
That's true. Yeah, it never got
Okay.
that bad.
Okay.
All right. Well, moving on from that note. Why, Charlie Brown? Why?
All right. You guys warned us
Yeah, you got. Yeah, you really did.
last week, and you didn't tell us why, and that was good. It was certainly a surprise. Okay. So, why Charlie Brown? Why? It's about Linus has kind of a girlfriend, the girl he hangs out with, and she's friends with Charlie Brown too. And she gets leukemia, and various characters don't know how to grapple with this. Some of them are really awful and mean, and then the girl goes through chemo, loses her hair, and then she recovers.
Yep. Yeah, it's a very serious story, and I have a lot of respect for it. Given that, I mean, I haven't seen every Charlie Brown special, but most of the Charlie Brown things I've seen are holiday related. I think there's like a couple school ones too.
There's the summer camp one.
Yeah. So this caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting a Charlie Brown special to tackle something as deep as this. But I think it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's definitely something.
Wait, no, hang on. I'm not laughing because of anything. It's looking at the image. Doesn't it look like Charlie Brown's nose is actually just another one of his hairs? He just doesn't have a nose.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I gotta cut the tension with something.
Yeah.
Cancer is very serious and very awful.
It is.
And child leukemia is especially sad. Yeah, I mean, I admire what this was going for. I think it was kind of hard for us to know really what to make of it when watching because, yeah, I've never seen like look in the classic Christmas special. Linus has like a speech about consumerism. There's definitely moments of Charlie Brown in things that I've seen that are more introspective than a lot of other cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know that I was quite prepared for this. The title is so weird. Like,
it is.
It's
like, almost misleading.
I understand that it's supposed to be like a desperate plea, like, why is this happening, Charlie Brown? But it kind of comes off as like, why did you do this, Charlie Brown?
Yeah.
Why did you do it? Why, Charlie?
Why, Charlie Brown? Why?
Yeah. But no, I think the strengths of this is the other thing too. This is clearly meant to be educational.
Yes.
Like this is essentially a PSA cartoon. The plot is like there isn't really one. It's someone has cancer and then they recover. Like the characters don't really do any actions. It's just kind of a day in the life of what it's like to know someone who has cancer.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying it's you kind of have to examine it differently from something that's more narratively based. The main part of like the PSA with this is one, they go to her hospital room and the little girl explains like the process, like the tests that she had to go through. The fact that it's not contagious, the bone marrow, all that stuff, without being inappropriate.
It's not super
for kids.
Graphic or anything.
No. And then there's the other part of it, which was interesting. Not necessarily an angle that I would have expected, but maybe, people weren't as, I don't know, kids can be cruel, I guess. But basically, there's 3 different characters in this that are mean to Linus. Like, they make fun of the girl with leukemia to Linus's face.
Yep.
So first it's a school bully,
and
it's just some random kid with a B on his shirt, so you knew he was a bully. And he just like goes off and says some really nasty things. And Linus like puts him in his
Linus
place.
puts him in his place. I'm like that's
completely.
how you stand up to bullying right there.
Right. Yeah. Under zero tolerance policy, Linus would be out of there.
Yeah.
How dare you? How dare you stand up for the leukemia kid?
Mm-hmm.
You. No, but yeah, Linus stands up to him, and to be fair, the bully is like, oh well, I didn't really consider how other people might feel. And it's like, all right, cool. And then the third one is he goes to the little girl's house. She's back at the hospital, but her sisters are there, and her sister kind of is like, why does she get so many special presents and all the attention and whatever? And then Linus is like, that's because she has leukemia. And then the girl's like, oh, well, I guess that's fair. We just feel a little left out sometimes. And, it's a little on the nose, but it's good because it's like it explores the feelings of the sibling.
Yeah.
If your sibling has an issue like this, and of course they're going to get a ton of attention, and if you're a young kid, you might not really,
understand.
Right, or even if you do understand, your emotions are still feeling left out.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of nice to show that, like, yes, you can have those feelings, you work through those feelings, and you understand that it's not about you. Like, that's good. Mm-hmm. I think that's a really mature take. But the weirdest one was the second one, which is Lucy, the one that's always pulling the football from Charlie Brown.
Yep.
Like main character Lucy, not one-off character invented for this special. She says some awful things about the cancer girl, and then that's it. Linus gets her a drink.
Yeah, no comeuppance, no resolution, nothing.
No,
she just gets away with it, and it's like, okay.
She's just a jerk, and she's also like, yeah, it's just weird that they would make a main character be the one that's just irredeemable. She also doesn't even appear at their school for some reason. Nope. I don't know. I don't get it. I was surprised she was in this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it was very like, look, the gag where she pulls the football away from Charlie Brown. Like, sure, she's mean. She's the Helga of the show. Like, that's fine. I don't care. But like, if you're gonna have her make fun of someone with cancer and then not get comeuppance, not apologize, not make up for it, like that's pretty nasty. That's pretty bad. Like, mm-hmm. I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't think that's good.
Yeah, I think it would have been better off if she was just left out.
And it was redundant because we had the bully scene like not that far before, so it's just weird.
Yeah.
Why Charlie Brown? Why?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm no Lucy stan. I'm not like, you ruined my favorite character. But like, seriously, I if you're gonna make a character unlikable like that, you probably should make it a one-off character, or just have her change her mind like the others did.
Yep.
Like, I guess the point maybe is to show that just some people are selfish and will never understand things, but like...
Yeah, I mean, what's her name? Charlie Brown's
Angelica.
Sister.
Oh, no,
Sally? Yeah, like yeah. She at the end, she still doesn't understand. She complains about stuff the whole way through and never really is redeemed. But it's also queued up to more of an ignorance rather than like a hatred or like a condescending way, the way Lucy
Sally's
does.
also younger, too.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
Yeah. And the special ends with there's like a cute little through line where Linus likes pushing her on the swing, and then he's sad that he can't because she's in the hospital, and then she loses all of her hair, which like flows in the breeze when she's pushed, and then at the end she's got all her hair back, and Linus pushes her, and it's happy. It's do you think having her live cheapens it at all? I'm not to be morbid, not everyone with childhood leukemia passes.
I mean, like, yes and no, because it is Charlie Brown, and it does have an optimistic look. Like, it does have an optimistic outlook most of the time.
Right.
So like, I'm not putting it past the show. It's kind of what I expected. I think it would have a little more weight if she didn't, but like.
But it would have
been very out of place for what Charlie Brown tends to be. So I don't know. I think in this particular case, it was probably better that she did.
Yeah. No, I feel that way. And yeah, also meanwhile throughout this, Snoopy's still doing his thing, and I think it's supposed to like lighten the mood. Like at
Mm-hmm.
one point, Snoopy's dressed like a surgeon wandering around the hospital, and I was really kind of hoping we'd get to see Snoopy do surgery, like that it was gonna do open heart surgery on Woodstock or something. But no, he just kind of walks around.
Yeah.
It would have been emotionally scarring for children. I mean, fair, but I also wouldn't have thought Charlie Brown was gonna do a cancer episode, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. I enjoyed this. I think it definitely deserves a nomination.
Mm-hmm.
It tackles something very serious, very real, and it tackles it. It does a good job of tackling it from a kid's perspective.
Yep.
Like, because that's specifically what it is. You're not gonna. I sure hope you're not gonna find any adult that's like, look at the cancer person. Like, let's make fun of him. Like I sure hope not. At least adults, even if they're mean enough, horrible enough to feel that in their heart, they certainly wouldn't vocalize it for fear of retribution.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's supposed to be the magnum opus of the specials. I mean, yeah, worthy of nomination. We'll see how it does in the ranking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like weird because it's like did I enjoy this? Like, no, but it's not really about enjoying it as much as it is about teaching. Like,
it's good at what it's like. It executes what it's meant to do very, very well, and that's ultimately like how I'm judging it. Is like it does what it needs to do to a T, and for that, like, it has my utmost respect. Obviously, enjoyment. I mean, how many people are really gonna enjoy, like, genuinely find a subject like this entertaining?
Shadow, there was this little book and movie called The Fault in Our Stars, and it was a very romantic movie.
Right.
And teenagers loved it.
Well, yes. But that was also, I mean, okay. The definition of entertainment is very general. You're not wrong.
Yeah, entertainment could sometimes be drama. Did you know that exists as a genre?
It does.
Were you aware?
Oh yeah, Bob's Burgers is full of it. Full of so much entertainment and drama.
You might not have been aware drama exists because it doesn't in cartoons.
No, there's no such thing.
Nope. It's gotta. If you're not telling a joke every 5 minutes, you can't have it be a cartoon.
Mm-mm. Nope. But yeah.
Could you see? No, you know what? I'm not even gonna make any jokes. We'll just move on.
Okay.
Just move on. I can't.
All right. Well, moving on from that nomination, we go back to Garfield with Garfield's Thanksgiving.
Shadow, why's the screenshot so dark?
Because that's how it was on Peacock.
Yeah, Peacock.
Yeah. It was free. It's free to watch on Peacock, so anyone can watch it without having to go through any piracy steps. It's great.
Gosh, John looks so smug there.
Yeah, I know. I picked it because it's just perfect.
You milquetoast, white.
I mean, who really needs to cook a turkey? Who wrote these instructions anyway?
Okay, all right. So this is about wow, lots of chat going on.
Yeah.
When Bob stared directly into the camera and stumbled over his words after one of his kids stared directly into the camera and made an inappropriate joke / pop culture reference, I felt that. Was that before or after one of the Belcher children and or adults had trouble in the bathroom?
And was that before or after the scene where Tina was obsessed with a boy?
Okay. So anyway,
writing is hard sometimes.
This is a Garfield special about it's Thanksgiving, and also John has to take Garfield to the vet, and then he hits on the vet creepily, and then she agrees to come over, and then John, like a little baby, calls his grandma over to cook Thanksgiving because John fails so hard at it.
Yep. And then Grandma whips out a chainsaw at one point. That was pretty extreme.
I gotta say, I really enjoyed
This
this.
one was very entertaining. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So like I was talking about how the fantasy one didn't have a lot of the John Garfield interaction. That's like all of this. The meat and potatoes of this is John acting like a creepy weirdo and Garfield just roasting him mercilessly. Like oh my gosh, the scene at the vet's office where like he like blackmails this girl into going out with him. He he's so pathetic that
He literally stops breathing and he's just like suffocating himself.
he throws a tantrum like a 3-year-old.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Um, there's also a scene where John's like changing his clothes into various different things, and Garfield just roasting him. And then there's this amazing scene where John's trying to make food and he's just bad at it. He applies the butter to himself. Like it's corny, but I thought it was very funny.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yep, and then he calls his grandma, and his grandma's just like fast. She cooks very fast, and she's got like there's like a real flow to the scenes where she's cooking with Garfield. Garfield's chilling there, and she's like, "You want to see me make my instant cranberry sauce? Don't blink." And then she covers his eyes and slaps down out of a can cranberry sauce. Roast
Yeah,
and
it's
corny.
great.
Yep.
And-
John has a long speech about like the Thanksgivings of other cultures that are so boring. Like he's like, "Oh, and did you know in Canada they have Thanksgiving, but it's on a different day?" Ooh, yeah. Like it's so funny. John is such a loser.
He really is. Yeah, it's great. It's got a lot of great moments.
Yeah. Garfield's a chonker.
He is. The whole thing starts out because Garfield has to go to the vet, and it turns out that the doctor or the vet wants him to go on a diet. But it's also Thanksgiving the next day, so Garfield's just like moping the whole time, like, this is the worst time to go on a diet. I'm so miserable. I just want to eat food. But it's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, is it award worthy? I don't know. The art, I think, was actually better in the other special. But it's funny. Like, that's about it. It doesn't reflect anything about society. It doesn't do anything that novel. Like, the story is just John's got a date, and then he gets his grandma to fix everything.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, there's songs. There's songs in it. There's like a really jazzy song at the start where it's like, have some more potatoes, have some pumpkin pie. They start with a bang. There's like they sing some sort of really sappy song when they all sit down for Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, and there's like that really artsy shot of the candle for no reason.
Yeah, that's the Emmy shot right there. It's like a candle, but the background's out of focus and it twinkles. It's very weird.
Yeah. No, overall, I mean, I thought it was really enjoyable. It's
yes,
probably out of the Garfield specials we've seen, I liked it the most. So
yeah. I mean the one where John needed like advice on his personality was all right too.
Yeah,
it was pretty good. But there is definitely something like, I don't know. I feel like this hits to the core essence of Garfield. You know, John just completely failing at life, and Garfield just rolling his eyes and mocking him. Of course, you also have like, you know, Garfield eats a lot. That's the shtick.
Yep.
So, and then after we watched this, I showed Shadow like a YouTube poop-ish thing someone made of this, where they edited Garfield out.
Yeah, so it's just the whole special, but without Garfield. It's great.
Yeah, and then John's crazy at the end.
Yeah.
It actually, that got removed from YouTube. I found it on Vimeo. I had seen it on YouTube years ago. It was very funny.
Yeah, the grandma spoke directly to us. It was actually kind of scary at one point. Soulless eyes staring into the camera.
Yeah. All right. There's really not like a lot else to say. It's just funny.
Yeah, it was just funny. As far
Trying
as
to
comedy
think,
goes, it's good.
did Odie do anything at any point?
No, not in this one.
Hmm.
Odie was on the couch, I think,
Yeah.
and
He
the
was just
vets
chilling.
like talked to Garfield, and that's about it, though.
It's canon that Garfield was never there.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, well, moving on from that, next up, The Simpsons, Life on the Fast Lane.
All right.
Here we go.
So it's Marge's birthday, and Homer gets her a bowling ball with his name engraved in it because he wants it.
Yep.
And he's an inconsiderate husband, and he thinks that she won't want it, and he can just have it. So Marge is obviously upset about this, and she kind of gets back at him by swearing that she'll use the bowling ball. And she does, but while she's bowling, there is Jacques, who comes in and seduces her with his wily ways. Will she choose Jacques or Homer?
Watch the episode to find out.
Yeah, the 6th episode in, and Marge leaves Homer.
Yep.
Everyone knows about that famous Simpsons continuity change. I think I don't know the exact number. I think this is like 6 or 7. This is like somewhere in the middle of the first season. But it's just like, oh man. What'd you think, man? This is so season 1 of The Simpsons is like a little different vibe, a little different art designs.
Yeah, I definitely noticed the animation was different, 100%.
A little quieter.
Yeah, but no, I enjoyed this. I thought this was a fine episode. I mean, yes, I have the context of a couple other marriage questions.
Marriage crisis.
You know, but like having the perspective of this being, I'm assuming, unless another episode did it before this one, assuming this is the first one. Okay, well, one of the first ones. I thought it was fine. It was good. I mean, it completely, you know, it really shows. It kind of justifies, you know, both sides' feelings on the situation. I like that it's not strictly focused on Marge 100%, but we do see how Homer like kind of picks up on what's going on and becomes aware of the situation, and you know, there's definitely scenes of like worry and nervousness, but you know, and
was the term an emotional affair? Like, was that a thing 30 years ago? Like, obviously affairs, but basically an emotional affair is this. It's where Marge never gets physical with him. You know, they never like really do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But Marge is clearly interested in him, and he's interested in her, and without like physically cheating, she kind of cheats.
Yeah.
And but that's what's kind of very clever about this episode is that it's like, how do you have a character, how do you have a story where, like, you know, she cheats on Homer without cheating on Homer, like,
Mm-hmm.
and throughout the whole run of the show, they've done a lot of episodes like this, as you know, and a part of why people hate the marriage crisis is because it's done over and over again, and it's because, spoilers, you're gonna be shocked, neither Homer nor Marge ever actually leaves the other.
Wow.
Yeah,
No way.
I know. You're shocking, but because this is a very, very early one, I'm not saying anyone ever actually expected her to leave Homer, but like, there's definitely more suspense, and it's definitely not as repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
And it's entertaining. I really like Jacques. He's a very funny character, because it's Al Brooks. A lot of it was apparently improvised, of him just like making these weird metaphors that I think all of it is just because he sounds like French.
Yeah.
Like, if he didn't have the accent, like that, it's clever because you can understand how maybe Marge is charmed by this, but to the audience, it's just abstractly bizarre. Like the things he says are very weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like his method of flirting is like discussing bowling
Yeah,
terms.
but making it sound more eloquent
Yeah.
than it really is. Yeah.
You have to take the bowling ball and you have to gently roll it down the lane. Yes. Like
Yeah.
it's basically that. Look, as a story, it's a little rough around the edges. It's a little weird that we never really see what happens to Jacques.
Yep.
Like the last scene is him getting ready for his date with Marge, and then Marge picks Homer, and but we never see him even like sad or whatever.
Yeah, it's just kind of like left hanging.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a little weird. But yeah, I think it's good. It's Homer tries with the kids. It's got a lot of charm to it. That's what season 1, the better episodes of season 1, do. Is that they've got a lot of charm. It's got a lot of style. The fantasy sequence where it's all just like what is it? Red highlights, I believe. Is it red or blue? One of the colors.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise it was black and white.
Yeah.
That looked very cool. And yeah, do we ever see Jacques after this episode? Only in small cameos in the background.
Oh, so this is basically the one episode he's in then. That's surprising.
Yeah, I think he might have a speaking line in 1 or 2 of the other bowling episodes, but like, not never prominently. I don't know. What else would you want to do with this guy? Like,
I don't know. Maybe there could be an episode where he seduces Homer. I don't know.
maybe. Hey, there's still time.
There's the show's
time,
not over yet.
Oh gosh. This is the second most watched episode of The Simpsons behind Bart Gets an F. Wow, 17.5. Yeah, I don't know. There's not really a ton to say. It's got Simpsons season 1 charm. Most of the comedy comes from just his weird bowling seducing of Marge.
Yeah.
But there's not like a ton of other comedy in this. It's a little slow. And even though it was like the first marriage crisis episode, I've still seen so many episodes that play out similar to this that it's just like, going back it's a little mundane. But I thought it was entertaining. There's remember when it was night and the moon was a bowling ball?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
very subtly. That was cool. I like that.
Clever.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's basically all I have to say about it.
Yeah. It was all right.
Okay.
It was decent.
All right.
Okay, but with that, we're going to go ahead and move on to the very last nominee, Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire. Ooh. I really liked it.
Move it, football head. So anyway, this episode is about Christmas time. Basically, they have a savings fund for Christmas, and Homer gets his Christmas bonus. That's their usual plan for Christmas. But they have to spend the savings bonus after Bart tattoos himself. They have to spend it on moving, or they have to spend the savings, and Homer doesn't get a Christmas bonus because Mr. Burns thinks. So Homer has to work at a mall Santa to try to earn money for Christmas. Yeah, it's hard for me to like even remotely objectively look at this because it's just like I've seen this a lot. It has like Christmas nostalgia tied up into it. It has its importance in introducing the world to the non-Tracy Ullman Simpsons characters. It's got a lot going for it, and it has a very special place in my heart because of that. But this is the first time you've seen it.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah. Go for it.
I really, really enjoyed it. I like how this episode kind of showcases a situation where, the family, not that this isn't something that's been done before, but obviously Christmas has a very, very capitalistic mindset to it, says Linus. And a big piece of Christmas is the gift giving and the sharing and whatnot, and to kind of have an episode where the Simpsons family don't really have the funds to afford Christmas because Bart decided to get a tattoo, and then Marge had to spend all of the remaining money to get the tattoo removed, and of course Mr. Burns revoking the Christmas bonus for the employees. Kind of seeing Homer struggle with doing everything he can to give his family a Christmas that they deserve is awesome. It really is. I like how down to earth this is. It's not some like ridiculous, like wacky, zany, big event. It's more of just like, Homer's putting himself out there. He's trying to be a mall Santa just so he can get his kids gifts for Christmas. And the fact that at one point he's afraid to even tell his wife about it because he just doesn't want to disappoint her and disappoint everyone is like, it's really cool. And it really shows kind of the more like caring and sympathetic side of Homer as like the father of the family. I
Yeah,
really.
it surprises me. I mean, I knew this, but like, it's surprising that this wasn't intended as the first episode because it does a really good job at introducing all of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
And it does more important than that. I think it does a good job of introducing why this show is different. Um, so in the beginning, you start with Homer and Marge, and then we see Lisa doing her weird dance,
Yep.
get her bodysuit, and then we see Bart doing Jingle Bells, Batman Smells. Like, good introduction for Bart, decent introduction for Lisa in terms of like it shows that she's talented and she cares about other cultures and things. Weird design choice, but otherwise, like I think those are good introductions. But then Marge goes through and lists all the characters, like as a
Mm-hmm.
Christmas card. It introduces the Simpsons dog, the
Yep.
Simpsons mutt. Um, but the towards the end where Bart says, come on, Dad, we got to try for a Christmas miracle. It's what happens in all the cartoons. Like what was it? It's like the Smurfs did it, Charlie Brown did it,
Yeah.
and then I forget what the other example is. There's like one more,
Mm-hmm.
but Garfield did it.
Yeah.
No, but it shows how the show is different because no, a Christmas miracle doesn't happen. Like they don't win at the races, but they still get a happy ending with Santa's Little Helper.
Yep.
I think that the ending is very clever because it's like about failing but then finding something. It's like they get lucky but not in a way that's like a sitcom TV show like, oh, we hit the lottery and we can afford everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Tiny Tim, that's right.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
it's an ending in a way that's like, you know what? This seems true, right? This seems like something that could happen. And I think that's very important for setting up how the show is different from so many of the things that came before it. I mean, we talked about Garfield, and a lot of animation was like that Garfield Feline Folly special where it was like, let's not take anything seriously. Animation's for kids. Let's just put on a goofy show for kids. Period. The end. That's what animation is. But this show came around, and it certainly wasn't the first or only cartoon to do something different. But it was one of the first to catch real mainstream audiences. To show that we can be a show that's for families, for adults, a show that is not pessimistic, but not endlessly optimistic either.
Yeah.
It's very nice,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very down to earth, and it isn't just like idealist. It shows how they strive for it, but they don't necessarily achieve it, and that's it's very different and interesting, especially for a Christmas special.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. It also has Patty and Selma and Grandpa in it in small roles. One of the funniest parts is when Patty or Selma, one of them, disparages Homer in front of Lisa, and Lisa's like, "I really wish you wouldn't insult my dad. He's the only one that I have, and my future relationships will be modeled after how I see him. I'm just a little girl. You wouldn't want to fight against a little..." Like, I'm paraphrasing, but it's just like she gives this amazing speech, and Selma's just like,
Go
watch your cartoons, sweetie.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that was great.
Yes, yeah, I think most people know about the Some Enchanted Evening thing. I told Shadow when we watched it about how this was meant to be one of the later, if not the last episodes, but this is the episode that came back the most finished and the best looking, the one that required the least amount of retakes, and so they pushed back the premiere date and they came out with this. And this is the one episode that aired in the 80s. But you are a fool if you tell me that The Simpsons is an 80s cartoon. I will roast you mercilessly.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what. I mean, that's about it. That's. I think it's a great launching pad for the first season, and if I'm being honest, it's my favorite episode of the first season.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Life on the Fast Lane is another one that I definitely think is like in the top 3 of the season. I might put the oh gosh, what's the Krusty episode, the Sideshow Bob episode? Is it Krusty Gets Busted? I think it's Krusty Gets Busted. That one's pretty good. So.
Nice.
Yeah, it is weird that they mentioned Charlie Brown in this. Yeah, Krusty Gets Busted. There's a lot of episodes with Krusty in the title.
Mm.
Oh, Moaning Lisa's up there as well. Yes, very good point. Good point. All right. Well, Mr. Streak, shall I pop out the Post-it note one last time?
No, because I have the order memorized, remember? I proved it like a stream or two ago?
Yeah, but Shadow, if you mess this up.
You know what? I could mess this up, but I'm not going to, because I've got it down. So first up, we suggest what we would nominate. Pi, what would you nominate?
I would nominate you to shut up.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know. What was airing at the time? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? No, I don't know. You know what? Moaning Lisa, sure. Put 3 Simpsons nominees up there. That's fine. You can get rid of Garfield's Follies. There we go.
Okay.
What do you got, bud?
That's a great question. And if you give me a little bit I will I'll give you something in a second. I just gotta do some
Shadow's
research.
busy making up a show.
You're
just waiting for someone to say something in the chat, aren't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
I would never do such a thing.
I
would nominate
you know what?
the New Adventures of Chippendale Rescue Smurfs.
I'd nominate one of the season 4 episode of Horsing Around. You see, back in the 90s,
oh my gosh,
BoJack was in a very famous TV show. There you go, your stupid Sonic show.
I didn't watch that one.
Oh, fake Sonic fan over here.
Oh my gosh. Listen, I'll be honest, guys. I ain't got nothing. I don't know what was.
We weren't even born, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Cartoons didn't exist before The Simpsons even started. So like, what do you want from me?
nominate now,
I
Shadow.
can't because the only thing that aired was The Simpsons and Garfield and one Charlie Brown thing. That's all the 90s had. Okay.
That's the
So,
whole
like,
90s?
Yeah,
All of the 90s?
all of 1990. Sorry, just 1990. That's all that aired in that time frame. And I can't pick The Simpsons again because I already did. And I looked. There is not another Garfield special in the time frame. It's just those two. And so I'm like, well, there was nothing else. There was nothing else. Every other thing that everyone's naming in the chat, it's not real.
What's that? Hang on. I hear someone backstage.
Oh.
Hello!
Who-
Gendy's got the
Gendy.
recommendation.
Gendy, what are you doing here?
Gendy invented animation in the year 1989.
Oh yeah,
Woohoo!
that's true. You made Garfield.
Gendy would like to nominate 9001, A Mario Odyssey, episode 22 of the Super Mario Super Show, airing in October 10th, 1989.
You know what, Gendy? I respect that. It's a very bold power move for you. But I appreciate that. You've got a better nominee than I could come up with.
It's a fantastic episode that parodies The Lion King.
Gendy, The Lion King wasn't out yet.
I invented The Lion King in 1962.
Oh, that's true. That's right. That's right. Because you made
Don't you remember? I was the voice of Darth Vader.
yeah.
Luke, I'm your father.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a papa.
I forgot you made Star Wars Lion King episode 62.
Did you know Gendy made the Disney Corporation?
I mean, Disney's literally named after you, Gendy.
I'm a Walt Gendy. I just want to point out there's an episode of the Super Mario Super Show called Fake Bro.
Wait, really?
Fake Bro.
Man.
Yeah.
Don't laze me, bro.
A schemer played by Vic Dunlop, in order to get rich quick, pretends to be Mario and Luigi's missing brother. Could you imagine if someone pretended to be a Mario brother? That would be really crazy.
That would be insane.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder who would ever do that.
What? Wait a minute. Hang on. Hold up. Hang on. Everyone stop. There's an episode called The Pied Koopa, and it's about Koopa using a flute to lure all the children of Pasta Land into his castle. I'm sorry, what is Pasta
I don't like
Land?
this.
Do they live in Pasta Land?
What happened to the Mushroom Kingdom?
I'm gonna stop because I feel like we're late to the party on the Super Mario Bros.
Yeah.
Super Show being weird. I feel like there's a reason why it gets memed.
That's probably. I mean, Gendy made the Super Show, so like he would, you know, he basically is the father of all memes when you think about it.
I got really meta when I made the episode Star Koopa, which is about a parody of Star Wars Episode 4.
That's pretty crazy, Gendy. And then you went on to reference Star Wars in that one Powerpuff Girls episode, because you also made that show too.
Oh yes, Boogie Frights.
Yeah.
I guess you guys have a point that Pasta Land is the least concerning thing about that description about people eating children with a flute.
Well, yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. Also reminds me.
The next show, Pie and Shadow read the titles The Crazy Cartoon Show.
Oh my gosh. I mean, we basically have already started that.
I was gonna say we should do one where we make up fake names and descriptions, but I did that on the recast. Oh, the recast.
Classic.
All right, Mr. I know what the show's formula is.
All right, well, we did our nominees. So now I announce which one. Or no, we do our rankings first. I remembered. I almost forgot, but I remembered. We do our rankings next.
Gendy would like to point out that maybe you should get the post-it note, the Pie Guy.
Gendy, no, we don't need it, Gendy. I can do this. Have faith in me.
Okie dokie.
You created my childhood. You should know that I'm capable.
Well, everyone, I'm gonna take the warp pipe out of here then. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye, Gendy.
Oh, there he goes. All right.
Yeah. I was not expecting a Gendy cameo, but lo and behold, here he is.
Thank you for super chat, Tunjay. You'd nominate the original Creature Comforts?
I would nominate the
Okay,
original
all right.
Creature Comforts.
No, no, you wouldn't. You definitely wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. Okay. Anyways, personal rankings. Do you want to go first or should I?
You can go first.
Okay. Okay. So as far as these rankings go, I'm probably going to put Garfield's Feline Fantasies at number 5. Because out of all of them, that one just felt like the most, or the least nomination worthy. It's fine. It's fun, but nothing spectacular to really say. I think I can at least say something about the other ones.
This was a pretty good, year.
It was.
There's nothing we didn't like.
No, how about that? It's very rare that this happens. So,
yeah.
Definitely happy that we're kind of ending on a good note. But yeah, I would put Feline Fantasies at number 5. At number 4, I would probably put the next Garfield special, Garfield's Thanksgiving. It's funnier. It's definitely a big step up compared to Feline Fantasies, and lots of enjoyable visual gags and better written, and it's also something we didn't mention is that Peacock's preservation of the Thanksgiving episode is like a million times better than Feline Fantasies, because it feels like Feline Fantasies was ripped from like a low quality YouTube video of something with like terrible compression and lots of noise, which is weird. Anyway, that tangent aside, Garfield's Thanksgiving number 4. Third, I'm probably gonna put the Charlie Brown special. Why Charlie Brown? Why? For all the reasons that we already discussed. It's a very good way of addressing the situation of, having kids encounter somebody with, cancer as a child. It's told from that perspective, and it takes it very seriously, but it presents it in a way that's informative and wholesome that I think it does a very, very good job at. In the second spot, I'm going to put The Simpsons Life on the Fast Lane, because I did enjoy the episode quite a bit. I thought it was an interesting way to kind of show both sides of the situation without it being over dramatic or in your face about it. It is very much a more subtle, kind of quiet episode for this kind of situation compared to other ones that I've seen in the past. And then number 1, I'm definitely going to put Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire, because I really like how different it is as a Christmas episode. It's not your traditional, like, the Simpsons meet Santa and go to the North Pole, or the Simpsons save Christmas, or anything like that. It's a very, like, real, down-to-earth scenario of Homer trying to make Christmas the best it can be for his family with what little he has and what little he can do. And I really like that. So, yeah, I definitely think that the first episode of The Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire, is the one I would go for.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You're up.
Okay. Yeah, Feline Follies goes at dead last.
You're doing it. You're doing the Our Friend Martin thing again. It's
Oh.
Feline Fantasies, not Follies.
Feline Fantasies.
Our Friend Martin.
My friend Martin.
Yeah,
He's
I
my
know.
friend.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Garfield Feline Fantasies
Correct.
comes in dead last. But you know what? It was all right. It was okay. It was just fine. Then I don't remember what your order was.
That's okay. Now you won't be as tempted
Yeah, I won't
to
be
make
tempted.
it different.
the problem is that the other Garfield special I thought was pretty dang funny, and it very much surprised me. Meanwhile, Life on the Fast Lane, I think it gets more points just because of the time period it was released in. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to look at it now because there's just so many other episodes that are like that. Um, uh, and then there's Why Charlie Brown Why, which is where does that go?
Mm-hmm.
How do uh, like if we're talking enjoyment, I think I'd probably put Why Charlie Brown Why at number 4th, but I don't judge just based on that. I'm gonna put Life on the Fast Lane at number 4. To be completely honest, well,
It's tough, but that's a good sign of this year.
the show can't end if I just keep deliberating.
That's true. We could be here for a week, guys, until Pi makes a
could.
decision.
Candy could come out and do a whole song.
Yeah.
Candy could sing the opening to the Garfield special.
Yep.
Um,
We could probably like bring Mike Judge back for like a rap solo at one point. It'd be great.
oh gosh, Hank Hill rapping.
Yeah, that'd be great. Are you kidding me?
Sounds about right. All right. So yeah. So 5 is Feline Fantasy. Number 4. I'm going to put the other Garfield special, the Thanksgiving one. I thought it was really funny, but that's it. It doesn't have anything else going for it in terms of be like award worthiness. And I think the other 3 noms definitely have more going for it in terms of subversiveness and creativity. At number 3, I'm going to put Life on the Fast Lane. I think the fantasy sequence is really cool. I think it's a very clever way to do a cheating subplot or cheating storyline that kind of knows where the line is and knows how to not cross it. You don't feel like gross watching it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like you kind of understand Marge, and I like the setup with the bowling ball because that's such a very like selfish mindset of like, I'm gonna buy you a present I know you won't like, but it'll be around the house and I'll use it. Like
Yeah.
that's awful. That's really selfish. But the episode's not like amazing, and I think like I kind of wish Homer would have done more to earn her back, to like
Mhm.
earn her trust, because like ultimately he doesn't really do much of anything. He just kind of like chills with the kids while this is all going on. So yeah, so Life on the Fast Lane at number 3. Number 2 is going to be Why Garfield Why. No,
Why Garfield? Why?
Why?
Why Garfield? Why?
No, that was the joke I didn't want to make.
Oh,
What if?
man.
What if? No. Okay, so why Charlie Brown? Why? Look, it is a bold subject matter. It is a really good way to teach kids some empathy about things that are out of your control, coping mechanisms. Like it's good for that. I wish the Snoopy stuff was maybe like more funny, but it's just kind of there to break it all up and not be too depressing. And then and then at number 1, it's got to be Simpsons roasting. I think it's just a really great episode. But more than that, it's an introduction to just like the show that defines animation, has defined, like, like if there's an animated show that people have seen, it's The Simpsons. Like I don't know how to. Maybe I'm not even saying it right. It's just a very popular, well-known, influential show. And not just because it introduces that, but because it is a good introduction that starts it all. I think it does a good job subverting typical, like it plays something straight with typical Christmas storylines, subverts other things. I really love the ending. I think it's a nice, happy ending that's not unrealistic. It kind of shows the struggles of people that don't have a lot of money and still want to be happy at Christmas time. Like it makes you feel good and happy during Christmas. I don't know. Like what else do you want? It's great. I would say. So yeah. But I would say number 4, Garfield's Thanksgiving, and number 3, Life on the Fast Lane are close. They're close. I think Fast Lane wins it for me a little better just because the art is like interesting. You know what I mean? Like it's got a lot more interesting. The shot choice with Jacques and the bowling. Like I think it's all framed very well. Framed. Yeah. So there we go. Why, my friend Martin? Why? Oh man.
Okay. All right.
What if we swapped Snoopy with Garfield in these specials?
So Garfield's just like smack talking Charlie Brown all the time. You blockhead. Give me some enchiladas.
You bald.
Yeah,
Bald.
bald.
Striped
White.
shirt. Can't kick a football. Oh man.
Classic.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
now I
Wow.
announce which one won.
Oh man.
Drum roll, please. Okay. The winner of the 1990 animated primetime Emmy goes to Simpsons Life on the Fast Lane.
All right. Fair enough.
That's fine.
Yeah. It's hard to look at early Simpsons and not compare it to what comes later, which is inevitably better. Like, I'm not disappointed in this. I think they made the right choice, and I do stand by that. I think viewing this in 1990 is very different from viewing this in whatever year it is, 23, 22,
22.
wherever we're at. I mean, even you have now seen what, like 30 Simpsons episodes?
Basically, yeah.
You know, so you have better things to compare it to. Definitely worse things to compare it to too.
Oh yeah.
But you got to understand, like when the Simpsons came on the scene, it was unlike anything else. So.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right, and I think it was very fitting that the first episode was nominated, and that's where it's all gonna end for us.
Yep.
As far as normal episodes. So now it's poll time, right?
Correct.
For the last time.
Yep.
What did you guys vote? Let's see.
What'd you pick, guys?
Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. With 2% of the vote out of 175 votes, it's Garfield Feline Fantasies. Make sense?
Yep.
With 7% of the votes, it is Life on the Fast Lane at number 4. With 10% of the votes, it is Garfield's Thanksgiving at number 3.
Okay, it's my ranking so far.
At number 2, it is The Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire. And believe it or not, at number 1, it's Why Charlie Brown Why.
Okay. Surprising, but I respect it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not expecting that result from the poll.
No, we'd never heard of this episode. Like we know what Charlie Brown is, but does Matt Groening have any words about the Simpsons
No, he's
winning?
banned.
Why, Shadow?
He's
Why?
banned. He smack talked all of the other reindeer back when we did that stream. He's not allowed on the show.
Well, you know what? I think I have someone here that can.
Well, as long as it's not Matt Groening, I'm okay with it.
Well, man, don't have a cow.
Is that Nancy Cartwright?
No, it's me, Bart Groening.
But Bart, you're voiced by Nancy Cartwright. Well, I hear no rebuttal.
Shadow, all of the celebrities on our show, they all do impressions of the characters that they made. That's the thing. I don't know if you noticed this.
Wait, you mean Mike Judge doesn't just talk like that?
He might To be honest, I don't really know.
I mean, I didn't realize that Todd McFarlane was a character. I thought Todd McFarlane and Seth MacFarlane were just themselves, but
Spawn.
no, but he doesn't. We didn't have Spawn on the show. We had Todd McFarlane on the show as
All right.
himself.
You know what? Let's get Charles Schultz out here to fix all this.
Oh boy. Oh, you know what? You make a very good point, Charles. I can't really disagree with
Very
that.
persuasive
Yeah,
argument.
you won me over. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, well, don't get carried away, buddy. Okay, you had your moment. You had your moment to shine. You can leave now, okay? You won us over. Don't push your luck. Yeah, that's what I thought. Know your place.
All right. Okay. All right. How about Jim Davis then?
Sure, bring him out.
Just before we bring him out, just remind me, what does he sound like?
I don't
I've
know.
always
Lorenzo
wondered.
Music. Voicing Garfield. That's what
How
Jim
would you-
Davis sounds like.
How would you do a Lorenzo Music impression? Just out of curiosity.
Boy, I hate Mondays.
Oh my God, Jim Davis!
Oh, hey guys, it's me, Jim Davis.
How you doing?
Mm.
Is there any truth in the
Jim.
rumor?
Wow.
Is there any truth in the rumor that John Arbuckle is based on you?
Nope.
Does a good Zorp impression I'll stream remind me of what does Garfield say? Well, yeah, that's Zorp. It's a totally original character.
It is.
Jim, what do you think about our show being on a Tuesday?
It's good. Because it's not Monday.
Okay, all right. Jim, have you ever been to a personality coach?
No.
You might want to consider it, bud.
I take offense to that.
Wow, you don't seem very full of humor for a cartoonist.
No.
How do you feel about Garfield: A Tale of Two Kitties?
No.
How do you feel about Bill
That-
Murray?
He doesn't answer my calls.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah,
rough.
It
I
is.
hear you gotta pay him a lot to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
How do you feel about lasagna?
It's pretty good. It's my favorite food. I really enjoy
All right.
it.
Well, that's great.
I bet
That's
you
great.
regret bringing me on this show now, don't you?
Yeah, get out of here. You're just sucking the energy out of this whole thing.
Yeah,
You're
go
more
away,
depressing
Jim.
than the cancer episode we watched.
Okay, well, that's just going... Wow. Dang. That was harsh.
Yeah.
All right, Jim, get out of here.
Yeah, get out of
Okay, bye.
Hey, Shadow, Oh, never mind.
Oh, okay.
Jim's gone. Do we know anyone else?
Well,
Should we get Bob's Burgers out here?
no, we don't need him. We haven't had to talk about him in a long time.
How about Lauren Bouchard, the guy that made Bob's Burgers?
No, that's probably a terrible idea.
All right. Well, you got anything else to say for the last episode of our normal shows? We hope you guys enjoyed this. I want to apologize for the way we did this show. I realized in hindsight that going in chronological order probably would have been a lot better, especially with like our arguments.
Yeah.
I just thought it would be fun to try something different, but I didn't realize that would lock us into a format for like a year. I don't regret the award show audit. I think this was a good show idea.
It was
I think
fun.
we had a lot of fun, and we're still got more fun on the way. We've got some pretty crazy finale coming up, but in terms of the order thing, it was one of those things where like it sounds good. It sounded like an interesting idea on paper, but then you lock yourself into it and you do it for a year, and there was no chance for us to really switch the order back.
Yeah.
So, but at least we ended on something more interesting than
Bob's
Bob's
Burgers and
Burgers.
Big Mouth. Yeah. Yeah.
Creator of Fantastic Voyage, the original novel.
Oh, man. But yeah, no, I mean, I had a blast doing this. It was a lot of fun. It was really cool. I'm glad that we did go through with it because, there's a lot of things that we got to experience that I'm sure neither of us never would have gone out of our way to watch otherwise.
Yeah, I
There's-
think probably the most exciting thing was Will Vinton's
Yeah,
stop motion stuff.
that
Ooh,
was amazing.
Hang on, there's a spider on my wall.
Uh-oh. Don't get bit. You might go to the Spider-Verse. Oh, he's really going at it.
Okay, it's dead.
Okay. You don't want to get powers? You don't want to get radioactive powers and go to the Spider-Verse?
No.
You could have been in Spider-Verse Part 3 in 2027.
Nope.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, I mean, I really liked that we got to witness a very wide diversity of shows of all sorts, of all kinds, aimed at many different...
Take down the Charlie Brown picture, man. Take it down.
Okay.
I want to stop looking at
Okay.
his
All right,
hair.
fine.
His hair.
It's gone. I deleted it. It's gone. But no, like we got to watch a wide range of shows intended for all sorts of different demographics and interests, and tackling all sorts of themes from funny haha moments to like very serious subjects that some of which I never really had seen before. Like one thing that still sticks with me is that the second episode of King of the Hill, the sex ed episode, like that is something I've never seen in any other animated show, like period. And it like that stands out to me as like very unique. Obviously we like to joke about it, but like Spawn is also another one that like felt very different from a lot of what I've seen.
Did someone ask for Todd
oh,
McFarlane's
no.
opinion?
No,
Hello.
we didn't. No, we didn't. I'm just I'm really glad that we did it, and it was really cool, and we got to make some friends along the way. We got to meet Gendy, one of our biggest heroes.
Maybe we should save a little of this for the actual.
We can.
Okay.
But just in summary, like I had a lot of fun.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was one of the mission goals, is that we wanted the mission goals.
That's one way to word it. Yeah.
The goal achievements. We wanted to expand our like knowledge and our interests and try out new things. I feel like because media is like at the tip of your fingers at any moment, you could watch any show that you want. You have access to a lot of things, but in a lot of cases you just kind of end up watching
the same stuff that you're familiar with. You don't go out your comfort zone. I mean, especially nowadays with streaming and like media is everywhere. Yeah, no, it is everywhere, and like
there's so much of it, but there's so little motivation to go outside your comfort zone because it's what you choose to do with your entertainment is up to you. You don't have to go out of your comfort zone, but this was definitely something we did. Like, what plenty of shows. I've never seen an episode of Big Mouth before this.
I've never seen a dinosaur CGI documentary before this.
Gosh.
Now I'll never need to for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I will take Big Al to the grave with me. I'll never forget that.
Is Big Al backstage?
No, he's not. Big Al died millions of years ago.
That loser.
Oh,
what
man.
a loser.
Yeah, what
Big
a
Al's
joke.
a loser.
He's
as
the biggest
much of a loser
failure.
as John Arbuckle.
Yeah, he really is.
A lot of losers.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, what are we doing next week?
Well, we did announce it last week, but just as a reminder for everyone, next week we are going to be doing a very special episode of the award show Audit, because we are actually going to be voting on the Kids' Choice Awards 2022. It's going to be great. It is, as the screenshot shows, the most epic night of the year, April 9th. That goldfish has a...
there?
Why does that goldfish have a shark fin?
Because it was the parody of Jaws.
I
just
I
like
don't
on
understand.
Garfield.
No. No, that's not anatomically correct.
You're not anatomically correct.
Wow, I take.
You're just a shadow.
I take offense to that.
All right, but again, to remind everyone, so this is next week,
Yes.
Tuesday, same time. We're gonna do this, and we might also do something else depending on how long voting takes. And then the week after that, we are going to be doing the long form ranking. We're gonna rank all of the long form things that we saw. We're gonna put it in a tier list.
Oh yeah.
A big old tier list. And then the week after that, we are going to be doing the first half of all of the half-hour nominees, and then the last one we'll do the second half of all of the nominees. So yeah, we're splitting it up into two, and of course this is breaks permitting. This is just the order in which we're going in. If something happens, we might have to take a week off, but that's the plan. Those are the last 4 episodes, right? Unless you have any other ideas.
No, that was the plan as far as I knew it.
Bob's Burgers movie at the Oscars, baby.
No.
It's not even going to be out in time for the Oscars. And the Oscars are for last year's movies.
Yeah,
I saw someone mention that. All right, everyone.
Yeah, we will. We'll see you guys here next week to vote on the Kids' Choice Awards. So definitely be there for that because it'll be a good time, I'm sure.
Watch us not know anyone. And you know what? You guys can help us vote.
Yeah, you can, because honestly, if you've seen the past couple years of KCAs, like half the categories I don't know anything for. So, yeah, that shows how out of touch I am. But yeah, look forward to it. Tune in next week. It's sure to be a good one. So,
all right,
we'll see you guys.
Bye,
then.
everyone.
Bye, guys.